Good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Tonight, I'm back with a new ASMR cooking video for 2 new recipes. We'll start with the banana bread. You will need 42 grams of butter, followed by 1 medium-sized banana. Obviously, if you want to make more, you can double the quantities. 1 egg, a very nice egg, if I may say so. You will need a teaspoon of baking powder, 80 grams of sugar, white sugar, preferably, followed by 125 grams of flour, all-purpose or whatever you like, and a tablespoon of milk. I use an easy-to-digest one because I'm lactose intolerant, as you know. I start by weighing my butter. A little tip, I weigh it small, square by small square. It's much easier to weigh, but also to melt. And I melt it 10 seconds at a time in a mixing bowl. I take my banana, which I'll cut into large chunks to make it easier since we're going to mash it. And as you will see, I do everything with a fork for this recipe. No whisk, no food processor. I like it. It gives me a bit of a feeling of a return to basics, of cooking, a bit like in the old days. So I mash the banana, and you should get a result like this. It will always be a bit lumpy, but that doesn't bother me. And it will be smooth once baked, don't worry. Once my banana is mashed, I add my melted butter. I'm going to mix the 2 ingredients together so they incorporate perfectly and get slightly smoother paste with these 2 ingredients. Once the mixture is stirred, I add my egg, which I then, as you can see, mash into my banana butter mixture with a fork until I get a smooth paste again, so it's well incorporated. At that point, I add my tablespoon of milk. There isn't really an order for the ingredients, but I suggest you mix everything that is a bit liquid first and then everything that is a bit powdery. So 1 tablespoon of milk. Well, I admit that for the baking powder, I didn't take out a teaspoon. I just eyeballed it, as we say back home. That's not good. I wouldn't be able to tell you if I added too much or not enough. I know it's a small banana bread I'm making, not a big one. So anyway, the result was fine for me, but use a teaspoon anyway. And likewise, I'm mixing it all together until I get a nice smooth dough, proving everything is well incorporated. I'm now grabbing my flour, so another dry ingredient. I add a small amount and take the time to mix it well to get a really smooth dough before adding more to avoid lumps as much as possible. You could use a whisk at this stage, but, well, it's a good workout, so why not? It makes us feel less guilty since we're making a banana bread after all, and there's quite a bit of butter and sugar in it. So let's say it gives us a clear conscience. In the end, you have a somewhat thick dough like this that looks a bit like concrete. The little lumps you see are simply the banana, which happens to leave small pieces behind. That doesn't bother me, but if it bothers you, put it in a blender or food processor to avoid the lumps. I then go ahead and add my 80 grams of sugar. And you'll see, The dough will liquefy slightly because, well, when sugar is stirred, it heats up a bit. It eventually melts with the other ingredients, and that makes the dough a bit more fluid. Now, it's a chemical process. I studied literature. I'm really not the one to explain the hows and whys of that. And here is what the dough looks like now that it's a bit more liquid and a bit smoother than what we had before with the flour. Well, my camera glitched at that moment, but I melted a small piece of butter in a ramekin, and with a paper towel, I greased my mold. I prefer that over taking a piece of butter and mashing it by hand. Little technique there too. And I poured my mixture into my loaf pan. So as you can see, it's not a big banana bread, just a very small one. It's my breakfast for the whole week. I preheated my oven before putting it in. And we're going to put this banana bread in the oven. Standard convection heat, and we're set for 50 minutes at 330 degrees Fahrenheit. So yes, banana breads and cakes in general have a relatively long baking time. Once I cleaned my workspace and did my dishes, I sat down for a bit, and it was time to take this banana bread out of the oven. Please try not to burn yourselves. This is what it looks like. Now, you can add spices. I know I usually add a little bit of cinnamon in it because I love cinnamon. Besides, you can easily make an apple cake with cinnamon. I've already made a wonderful one. But this is what it looks like. This will be my breakfast. It's generally my breakfast every week. It's filling, and it keeps me going until noon. Second recipe, and this time we're going with something savory. I'm going to use 2 zucchinis. Now, there aren't really any measurements for this recipe. It depends on how many people you want to feed. There we go. And chicken fillets, it could be chicken thighs, it could be chicken breasts that you've cut up, it could be other vegetables and other meats as well. Careful, lemon. And once again, if you're not a fan, everything is interchangeable in this recipe, unlike the banana bread. For this one, we're going to need an egg, a very nice egg, once again. Olive oil. Make sure it isn't extra virgin because we're going to need to cook it. Salt. Pepper. I'm not a big fan of pepper, but oh well, some basil. We'll take our flour again, we're going to knead it, and we'll finish with something I buy but could make. Breadcrumbs. Alright, let's get started. I'll start by placing the number of chicken fillets I want into an airtight container, and I insist on airtight. Usually when I cook, I always prepare for the meal I'm making, and I make a little extra to put into an extra container. There, I then add olive oil to my chicken because we're simply going to make a marinade. So yes, marinades are fatty, so be generous with the olive oil. Don't drown it in olive oil either, but you get what I mean. Add the salt. To your liking, once again, some pepper. I use very little because I can't handle anything too spicy or too hot. And the basil, which you can replace with thyme. For example, chicken and thyme with lemon actually go very well together. Lemon. So again, that's to your liking. I use a relatively large amount because I really love the blend of flavors with the chicken and lemon. There we go. And we are going to close this Tupperware. The essential point is that it is airtight. And we are going to It's a workout for the arms too. It makes you feel less guilty. Shake, 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 shake. Simply to coat all the chicken pieces well with our marinade. And we will set that aside so it can rest and absorb. Well, sorry. Now we are going to deal with the zucchini. I'm cutting off the end of the vegetable. Once again, if you have chosen a different vegetable, it depends on whether the end is edible or not. And I am cutting it into 3 large pieces that I will slice into 3 thick strips. If you use zucchini, I recommend it because when cooking, zucchini tends to release water, and if you cut it too thin, as you might guess with the breadcrumbs, we are going to bread it, and it might not hold as well. However, if you really cut thick pieces, it will hold better during cooking. And I like it when my zucchini is slightly crunchy, not raw, but crunchy. And I will do the same with the second one. In a ramekin, I crack my egg without the shells. That's just a tip, take it or leave it. And I am going to, sorry, I'm having trouble speaking, stir it up. In another ramekin, we will put some breadcrumbs. Now, once again, there isn't really a set amount. And in the last one, as you've gathered some flour, generally 1 egg is enough. Sometimes I have to add a little more breadcrumbs or flour, but 1 egg is sufficient. Now that my chicken has rested, I am getting a baking dish ready. A baking dish, on which I am putting some parchment paper. Honestly, I won't lie to you. It's just because I don't want it to stick. I don't want to have to scrape my dish, as you can imagine. We will arrange the chicken pieces on top. Again, it depends on how many people you are feeding and how many chicken pieces you've made per person. You can easily cook, for example, 4 and keep the rest to cook later at your convenience. And we're going to put that in the oven. So I have also preheated my oven, which I recommend you do too, and we are going to bake this at 350 for 20 minutes. You'll see, the chicken won't be very brown, but that's because of the lemon, and besides, I don't really like overcooked chicken. In a pan, well, I kind of think of this as a wok, but in a large pan, I'm going to add some olive oil. So why not use extra virgin, first cold press olive oil, and so on? Because some very pure olive oils, when cooked, can be toxic. That's why I use the most classic olive oil with no special pressing, so I can heat it up without it being indigestible. As for the breading, I use my mom's technique. Now, it might not be the best technique, but it's mom's technique. First, I dip a piece of zucchini into the egg. After that, I dip it into the flour until it's well covered, well coated. Then I dip my piece of zucchini back into the egg. There you go. And only then do I put it into the breadcrumbs. Now, it might be the technique everyone uses. That's probable. In my head, it's mom's technique, and I love this technique. So, sorry if there are better ones, but this is the one that works best for me. Of course, I'm going to do this with all the rest. Once the chicken and the zucchini have finished cooking well, I take the chicken out of the oven. Once again, be careful not to burn yourself, please. Be careful, take your time, wear kitchen gloves or oven mitts because a damp towel is not the right solution. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, my chicken is white, but it isn't dry, and, well, the lemon has that whitening effect. Here's what my zucchini looks like. Now, there are some that are a bit browner than the others. I admit it. I'm not a pro at breading, I don't do it often. But here's what it looks like, and it will make me a meal. You can make some starch on the side if you want. It's however you like, at your own discretion. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you very soon in a future video.